Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me once again for another episode of Energy Vampires. So, today I want to tell you what I do when I have a headache, because headaches are very common, they're a big part of life, and so, let's talk about it. I mean, if someone can have a reasonable success rate at curing a headache, then I would certainly want to hear from them. So, I'm going to tell you what I do when I've got a headache. Now, before I get into it, just a couple of practical tips, okay? Because I do get headaches quite a lot. Not daily, but I would get at least a weekly headache, and they can be pretty nasty. Headaches are not very nice, and I think that oftentimes when I go and take a paracetamol, if I go down that route, I don't every time, but if I take a paracetamol, I take a glass of water with my paracetamol, and before scientifically there's been sufficient time for that paracetamol to take effect upon me, I already feel a lot better. And why is that? It's probably because I've drunk some water. So hydration is a big key. So definitely hydrate yourself if there's any chance that your headache is a result of dehydration. Okay. And sometimes just laying down, taking a nap can also be very helpful. But let's get into the other method that I've made this video for. Okay, so it's a type of meditation, and it's a visualization technique. Okay, so what I do is, if I've got a headache, I sit in a meditative position. I breathe. I start with my breathing to calm myself, to slow down my brainwave frequency, to get into a state that I can more vividly visualize. Okay, so whatever your method, and if you've never done that, I suggest that you begin doing that, not to cure anything, but just to get into the habit and into the good practice of just sitting still and comfortably and then breathing. Okay, and as you breathe, just become very self-aware of your physicality. The breeze upon your skin, and the feeling of the cushions, and the weight of your body, and every limb of your body, every part of your body, every end of your body. Just become aware of it. Okay, and as you do that, breathe. And by doing that, because your focus is on your breathing and on your body, then what happens is it distracts you from your cluttered mind and your thinking. Because we've got thousands of thoughts racing through our mind all the time. So by turning our attention onto ourselves and our breath, and just the quiet, listening to the silence of the room, okay, by doing that and focusing on that, if you do that for long enough, then all that chitter chatter and self-talk and all that kind of noise in your head, all those thoughts about dinner, right, and picking the kids up from school and all that stuff, right, it all just quietens down. Okay, so you want to get into that state, okay, and that takes practice. Okay, so get into that state. And if you've got a headache, you might think it's difficult, but it's not, because there's you set up a trigger, right? When you do this a lot, you enter into that state quicker. Okay, so when you first start beginning to sit down, close your eyes, breathe, get into the moment, quiet your mind, slow down your thoughts. It's difficult when you first start, but it's not difficult forever, because once you do it, then you get to a stage where you can induce that state within a couple of seconds, right? Headache or no headache. So sit down, get into that state, okay? And then what you do is you're going to turn that headache into something tangible, because thoughts are things, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take that pain in your head, and you're going to visualize it becoming something tangible, and you're going to compact it, and you're going to shrink it and compact it very, very small, like the size of a pea, okay? So that the pain is represented by like a pea inside your head, right? So the pain might be all around your head, but you're going to shrink it down and compact it into like a P shape inside your head, okay? And that's very possible to do that. Yeah, you can do that. All right, so just vividly visualize that that is happening with your headache, with your pain, okay? Now, once you have achieved that, and you'll kind of know when you've achieved that, but once you've achieved that, it's easier to expel it from your head, okay? So what we're going to do is, you're going to now take that, like, that pain, which is now a solid, rather than, an intangible thing, okay? And you're going to expel it from your head, okay? And how do you do that? Well, you can do it any way you like. I mean, I'll tell you how I do it, okay? But what I do is I visualize this very bright, very powerful light, okay? That does not just enter my head, but it comes like a wall. It just like it rushes in this light, right? And for me, it's a golden light. It's like gold. It's like and it's a very strange thing. I don't know how this has come about, but in my visualization, it's liquid gold. It's light, but it's also a solid. And it's a liquid. It's a liquid. It's a liquid, and it's light, right? And I have this just like flowing through my head, and as it flows through my head, what I visualize is that the debris in my head that I've created is blasting out of my head, and that this light is leaving in its place a soothing. Is like it becomes a soothing, relaxant type substance that leaves my head feeling totally relaxed and all the muscles. And as I visualize this, I also like command, like in a sense, my facial muscles to relax. And as I breathe, I just I will for my face to relax. And you can feel your muscles relax, and you just like feel your whole scalp area and your temples just relax, right? Now, take some practice, but when you do it, it works. If you can, and does it work for me 100%? No, sometimes I just need 2 paracetamol and lay on the couch, right? But yeah, it works for me a hell of a lot. So it's a really good technique. So I hope this has been helpful, and let me know in the comments if you've got any techniques for dealing with a headache. And not only will I benefit, but anyone else watching can benefit if they look in the comments. So thank you for watching, and do join me on Facebook at Energy Vampires from Heaven, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.